everyone, thanks for tuning into another NoiseROT sessions here on NoiseROT TV. I'm your host, Daniel Alvarez, and this is a studio session where I get to talk with local musicians and you get to check out some new music. Today, I'm excited to say we have Matchstick Ghost. How are y'all doing today, guys?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. I appreciate y'all coming out today. It's actually a beautiful day for some music, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to let y'all just kind of jump into it today.
Cool. Yeah, Plum Summer.
To help me breathe. I'm not scared, but I can't think. The pavement's warm, but I'm trapped in ice. Plum Summer, will you please be nice? Will you please be nice? Chew me up and spit me out. I feel better on the ground. Save the sweetness and ignore the sound. I'm bitter now, but I'll come around. Just let me feel it out. 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 I don't wanna let you down. Just know I'm doing my best right now. I don't wanna let you down. Chew me up, spit me out. I feel better on the ground. Save the sweetness and ignore the sound. I'm bitter now, but I'll come around. Just let me feel it out.
Matchstick Ghost here on the NoiseROT sessions. Awesome, guys. I'm gonna let y'all guys just kind of keep it going.
How much time have I wasted sitting in my head? Wishing I could ignite the memory of your bed. Rip the skin off where your hands have been. Restack my bones and start again. it feel to know your idols would despise you? Everything you've done will come back to bite you. You're nothing more than a bad taste, and I wish I had a chaser I can't erase you. Kindly as I can. How dare you come back? How dare you come back to me? How dare you come back? Never come back.
Matchstick Ghost here on the Rotted Root session. Man, y'all are fucking badass. I love this stripped down set, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's powerful. It's a lot more emotional. Cause like the first couple of times I've seen you, y'all perform very powerfully. And so this intimate setting, I really enjoy this. Like, I was listening to the EP recently, and I like that Callous as a acoustic set. That sounds rad. That's awesome.
Thank you. That's cool. We've never gotten to do an acoustic setting, so I was excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. With that said, you don't really shy away lyrically, I guess like more emotional writing. It seems like your storytelling, is it like based off personal experience, or is it just, okay, can you tell me a little bit about like Plum Summer versus Callous?
Yeah, so Plum Summer, so it was written in the like summer of 2020. Obviously, a very tumultuous time for everybody.
Definitely, yeah.
Very like, it's a very cliche word, but very unprecedented. And just, I don't know. It was like already dealing with mental illness and like traveling through your 20s and trying to figure out everything that you are and who you are alone and who you are in a relationship and who you are like just in general in the world. And I kind of just realized that I hadn't been myself, but I also didn't exactly know what myself was anymore, which like sounds really depressing, and I don't mean for it to, but you know, it's a lot of like self-discovery. So trying to figure out what yourself is, that and just, I don't know, I kind of missed the way that summer was supposed to feel like as a kid, you know?
Completely agree. Yeah. It loses its, like, its, wistfulness, like
yeah,
it's
it's
wonder
not
and all.
shiny anymore.
Yeah,
you know,
it's just hot.
it's just like, and I am a summer baby, so I do enjoy summer because like the days are longer. I get more sunshine. I get to, I get to have that moment. I don't like being cold, so
Really? Oh, I love winter.
Yeah,
I like
I'm
when
not
daylight
built
saving
for it.
kicks in and it's cold. I'm fine.
I am
with
a
that.
Cancer through and through. Like I am built for the sun. So I enjoy summer, but there's also that part of like I'm just working now. So like, what do I
Gotcha.
do?
Yeah.
So that it was just kind of like navigating that experience of being like, not only am I working, but there's also this like horrible tragedy going on in the world, and I'm trying to figure out how to be happy in the midst of it. Callous on the other side was about a really just horrible relationship I was in pretty long ago now, but still affects me.
Gotcha.
And like I've been to therapy about it. I've like gone through all those stages, but this was kind of the first time I had really written about it. My therapist and Callous are about the same person. And so my therapist was more of like a upbeat, like I am myself and you can't take me down kind of version.
Okay.
But Callous was more of the raw, like sadness, kind of uglier side of dealing with that.
Gotcha.
And it was just kind of a poem that I had written a while ago, a while before recording, and like we had been in band practice one day, and I had I said like I want to write something new, and Yash was like, "How are you feeling?" And I said, "Angry." So that was just kind of what everyone came up with, and I just kind of improvised Callous like with the poem. It just ended up fitting really well, and I had an opportunity to just kind of scream for a minute and like feel better. But yeah, it was just Callous is more about healing from the actions of someone else who has hurt you, and just being very honest about it.
I love that. Yeah, no, it's cathartic. You know, to kind of, that's why I like to think most musicians kind of emote the stuff that kind of goes on in our lives through lyricism, through heavy riffs or whatever it may be.
Because it can be really hard to be honest about being hurt.
Yes.
Like it's kind of like you don't want to say it out loud because then it becomes real and you're not like tough anymore or whatever, and you're not muscling through it. But like, it's a good thing to be vulnerable. It's a good thing to feel things. And it's like, I'm a very, very emotional person, but sometimes I also am like, I don't want everyone to think that I'm like a softie and I'm like, but it's good to be soft. Like it's really good to be soft. And it's really good to feel things.
There's power in feeling what you're feeling, and there's a special power in being able to portray it to people and like make that connection. That's again why I enjoy y'all's music so much. It's powerful and it's beautifully done. Like y'all are really solid. Like I really enjoy y'all's band.
Yeah, it's just it's a nice way to like to accept being soft, even like if someone else has hurt you and you feel like, well, I need to be tough because they hurt me and I don't want them to know that they hurt me. Like it's very empowering and cathartic to allow your feelings out in the world and let someone know that you're hurt. Yeah. Because that's not on you. Like it's on the person for hurting you. And like obviously no relationship is like 100% one person or the other, but it's I don't know. It's nice to let your guard down for a bit and let yourself be like sad or be hurt and let other people know, because you can't like grow and accept it or change or better yourself, or someone can't better themselves if you don't acknowledge it.
I agree. I have some music I've like showed like family. I'll be like, hey, check this song out. And my mom's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. Like I'm good. Like
No, I've definitely had those moments where I'm like, I promise you I'm okay. I'm okay now. That's why I wrote this. And so now I've gone through it and I'm okay. And there's definitely moments of like singing it, I still get kind of choked up, but I'm very grateful to have this outlet and to be able to put the things that I feel and like sort out my thoughts and put them into melodies and stuff. And I'm really grateful for like my friends and my husband and people who make them a reality.
Yeah, that's awesome. Y'all just have the right components working together.
Yeah.
That's cool. How long have y'all been a band together now? Because y'all released Villan 2 years ago now?
Like 2.5. So we started... our first show was in December 2019 at J&J's, RIP. And we were technically Tay and the Boys.
Tay and the Boys!
Yeah.
I like that.
Because I had been thinking of the name Matchstick Ghost for a while. It's based off of this little tattoo that I have on my ankle. It's like a little flash piece I got from my friend Farron a couple years ago. And I was in a band with some other guys that we had met on like a Facebook group, and then it didn't really pan out. We just didn't really work together musically.
It happens.
We all had kind of different ideas of what we wanted to do, but we had already booked a show at J&J's, and when the band broke up, I was like, well, I really want to play a show, and it's a goal of mine to play something before the year ends. Sorry, I'm really bad at telling short, compressed stories. I only tell them with a lot of detail. But yeah, we held the spot, and then our unofficial name was Tay and the Boys, and it was me and Chris, and then our friends Yash and Nate. And yeah, at the show was kind of like, actually, I'm going to be going by Matchstick Ghost, and it kind of started as like a solo thing.
Okay.
And then we kind of were like, well, I guess we're a band. We have multiple people, and so we've been a band for a while, and it's just kind of been like circulating, and like some people have gone, some people are here, and you know, but
the music is there for everyone still, nonetheless.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry. I'll keep it going, but. What is a Matchstick Ghost? I'm sorry. I was thinking about it the other day.
I don't know.
It just sounds cool. Fuck it.
It's literally this guy. So he's a little ghosty coming out of the smoke of a matchstick.
Heard.
I've always wanted a ghost tattoo. I'm terrified of actual ghosts.
I don't need the confirmation.
Terrified of spirits. So I try to be very respectful of anything that might be here.
Yeah.
But I love like little sheet ghosties, and I think they're really cute. I don't know. It's a complete like juxtaposition. Cool. But yeah, my friend put this on a flash sheet, and I was like, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Done deal.
And then whenever we were naming the band, me and those guys were going through like every name, and I remember I threw Matchstick Ghost out there, and they're like, how do I like it? And I was like, I'm writing it down for me.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty. So.
I don't know.
I'm gonna let you jump into the next song. Do you want to tell us about it real quick?
The next one's actually Villan. So I wrote this song in, I think, 2018. I wrote it a pretty long time ago. It might have been very early 2019. I was going through a moment with a friend who I'm still like really close friends with. I love him dearly. He's like a brother to me. But I felt like I had wronged him in a way, and he didn't really feel like I had, but I got really in my own head about like, I'm a terrible person, and I've, just like full anxiety attack, and kind of letting it run wild instead of addressing it. So I ended up writing this as a way to sort through it, not an alternative to therapy. Past me should have known that. Anyway, but yeah, I wrote this, and then I showed it to him at our first show, and I was like, hey, by the way, that was about you, and like, I'm really sorry that all this happened. He was like, I was never even mad at you. Like, it wasn't even a problem. But yeah, that's that. I've been working really hard not to let myself spiral anymore. Anyway, that's what Villan's about. Be honest with your friends and your feelings.
Be honest with your friends. I dig that. Let's sing about it.
Yeah. I'm choking on debris. I'm crawling on my knees. I'm bloody and bruised, and now it's no use. I'm so sorry for how I treated you. Please just listen, you don't have to speak. Please just hear this before you leave. I know I'm the villain. I didn't deserve the love I was given. So douse me in kerosene. Strike a match and set me free. It's the only way. I'll give myself to the earth. Maybe get dragged out to sea. Bathe me in blue, tear me in two. I'm so sorry
I know I'm the villain. I didn't deserve the love I was given. So douse me in kerosene. Strike a match and set me free. It's the only way that we'll be clean. I hope you know what this means to me. Oh, maybe it's time to sabotage and dry my eyes. I hope you're doing alright. I know I'm the villain. 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 And I know I'm the villain. Douse me in kerosene. Strike a
Matchstick Ghost here on the Root Sessions. Man, that is a beautiful song. Yeah, that was the first song I heard from you, and I was like, whoa, these guys are the shit.
Thank you. Honestly, it really also wouldn't be what it was like without like Mandy and Yash and Nate and Chris, and like it wouldn't be what it was.
Evolutions.
But yeah, but also Sterling Kavinsky, our producer and like my friend, and he is a very talented man.
Gotcha, kind of fleshed it out for
yeah,
y'all.
I remember the first time he ever sent us a mix back, and I heard like all the keys and stuff
Yeah.
they added in the bridge, and I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Because it was the first time I had ever recorded anything, and
Okay.
anything that came from my brain was like not in my brain, you know? And it was
Gotcha.
like really cool. So yeah,
Yeah, they say to
it's
work
my baby.
Yeah, they say to work with producers.
Yeah.
They kind of like help you flesh out like the vision that you're like the bigger grand scheme of things, so to speak.
It was like, it was exactly what I wanted it to be, and it's still very special to me. I think that song will always be my baby.
Heck yeah. With that said, I was gonna ask this. Y'all've done like a lot of like local gigging.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all done any touring. Have y'all done any? How's that been? How was that? Like, did the road treat y'all well? Was there good response with everyone around?
Yeah, we went on our first tour earlier this year. I feel weird. I'm the only one speaking.
No.
Oh yeah, you don't. Okay.
Everyone jump in. Just
I'll
start
say hi.
yelling.
Hello.
Just start yelling.
Well, the thing is that they weren't on the tour. But yeah, we went on our first tour earlier this year. We played in I think 6 or 7 cities, like really small but very spread out. Because we're signed to like a small DIY label in Philly called
Tight.
Uptime Records. Hi Jamie. And yeah, so we played up in Philly with our friend Blue, who's in Best Bear in Philly. They filled in on bass for us. We played in Philly and then Brooklyn, and we were supposed to play in Pittsburgh, but there was a COVID scare. Thankfully, we were all okay, but we canceled that night just in case.
Yeah.
And then I think we played in Columbus, Morgantown, Kentucky at 127 Main. I talked about it a bit on the podcast, but Jacob and Tristan Klein at 127 Main in Kentucky are the kindest people.
Hey.
So yeah, if you ever need to play in Kentucky, please hit them up. And then we played in St. Louis, and then we came home.
Nice.
But yeah, it was pretty nice. There were definitely some nights that were like rougher than others.
For sure.
But,
That's just tour life.
Yeah, especially for like the first tour and not being as prepared as you would hope you were. I feel like there was no way that we could have been prepared. Yeah.
Everyone thinks like their first run, like,
Yeah.
oh, I got everything. Like, you don't really learn until you're on
Yeah.
the road midway. And you're like, oh shit, like
Yeah, especially with like, there was a COVID spike too. So I was like, I'm not sleeping on anyone's floors. Like, I'm not getting sick. Y'all aren't getting sick. Like, it's more money, but we're gonna have to stay in some like dinky little motels.
Yeah.
Because I would rather sleep there, like spend a little bit of extra money that we saved up prior than like getting sick with like strangers. But yeah, overall it was really good. We had some shows that were like really, really cathartic and like made me fall in love with music even more. And I got to meet some of my friends. Like one of my friend Fran in Brooklyn and my friend Erica. Fran is in a band called Party Girl, and she has her own project. And then Erica is America Jane. I got to meet them in Brooklyn, and like that was really nice. So yeah, I got to see like a bunch of people that. Oh, and my friends Lauren and Gabby that live in Philly. Like I don't ever get to see these people, so it was really nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. That's awesome. I was curious. You mentioned earlier you did like choir. Is that like the extent of your vocal training? Do you feel like you do a lot more like on your own? Because you have what I consider like a very distinct voice. Like I can pick you out of a crowd. Like I think that's great.
That's so nice.
You have a very powerful, controlled voice as well. So I was curious about that.
Thank you. That's really nice. Yeah, I did choir for 9 years. I was an alto 2 most of the time, so just like the lowest of the low. And I didn't really understand that I could also sing higher until a couple years ago.
Gotcha. Always learning.
Yeah, I went, because like I have a pretty low register, so they would always, like I was lower than a lot of the other girls in the choir.
Great.
So they were like, well, you're like the only one that can do this, so let's put you here. And like sometimes I would sing tenor. So I was always really jealous of the sopranos because I was like, I wish I could do that.
Well,
They get all the pretty stuff.
Alto can be so boring. It can be just be one note for so long.
No. Senior year, we covered Jar of Hearts, and the alto harmony was literally one note the entire time. I was so bored.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a really fun experiment because I started taking vocal lessons in probably like 2018, 2019. I took a few in middle school, but I hadn't taken any as an adult, and I was like, I really want to get back into it. Like, I want to, keep my voice fresh and like well taken care of. And my vocal coach was like, "Oh no, you can sing a lot higher than you think you can." And I was like,
"That's kind of cool. That's cool.
I'm an alto." So yeah, I've just been kind of experimenting with that ever since.
That's cool. I'm not used to seeing Chris on the
cajon.
Yeah. I was gonna say cabron. I was like, no. How's that like differentiate from like an actual kit? Because I've always wanted to like play one on like the street and kind of do like street performing, but I'm.
Yeah, I've had this guy for forever. As you can tell, it's really beaten up. Yes, I got really drunk one night and painted my hands. But no, it's really have to like think about what's happening, especially. I wish this was on the right, so if I could just reach over.
Oh, heard.
But whatever. But yeah, no, like it's weird. Like you can play like really open.
Yeah.
And, like kind of dampen it a little bit.
It seems interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can do the sides. But I am used to like especially for Plum Summer, I do a lot of hi-hat stuff.
Heard.
So I find myself going like this.
Okay. Yeah. Just natural habit. Yeah.
But I really love the cajon. I feel like it's not as like, at least I don't utilize it as much as I could.
That's cool. Oh, I'm glad we got to kind of use it today. Then that's awesome.
I've wanted to hear him play it for so long, and he never pulls it out.
You're like, we're doing it today.
Yeah, whenever you're like, do you want to do a Ronda Root session? I was like, acoustic!
Yeah, that's great. No, I think it's beautiful. I think it's awesome. I was going to ask, y'all have done like the Glizzy Fest like a while back. Y'all did the So What Fest. Mm-hmm. We got the Chill Sounds coming up. Is there anything else that you got coming up that you might want to let people know about?
Okay, so Chris usually keeps track of the shows because I am really disorganized. But we have a show October 27th at Andy's, I think. And then we have another show at Andy's a couple days later, and it's a Halloween cover show that our friend Charlie is putting on, and I'm really excited because we're doing a One Direction cover set.
Hey! I know.
I'm so excited.
Nice.
And then we have another show like really shortly after that at Ruins. I forget who we're opening for. I'm really bad at remembering.
I've been needing to go to Ruins. I haven't been able to go.
I've only been once. I saw my friends in the Happy All Right there a couple years ago.
Heard.
It was a pretty cool night. I don't know. It's like a really weird, like hole in the wall venue. I
know
think
they
it's
do,
also
like-
a restaurant.
Yeah, they do like mezcal and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I wanna get drunk there eventually. Ruins.
I think
Come
don't we
in.
have something in like December or something?
Who's to say?
I think we have something in December, but I can't remember. Here I am saying he's the organizer one.
Yeah, it's like
It's like,
unless
that
you
is a
have the
long
list,
time.
yeah. Unless you have the
lot.
list in front of you, then
that's funny.
That's something, November 5th, and then we have at least one in December for sure. We have a show in November as well.
oh yeah, they're playing like a little jazzy thing.
Hey,
Yeah.
another session coming up.
By the way, this is Colin and Anthony. By the way,
Hi guys. Yeah, man. I was gonna ask. With this said, with the new group, y'all on the first half of the year, y'all released Iridescent. Y'all released the EP While We're Alive. Is there any like more music coming out that we can know about? Is there anything we can look forward to?
I want to say yes. We haven't started anything.
Heard.
Yeah.
Heard.
Yeah.
But Anthony and Colin are guys.
Yeah, but I really, really want to start writing things. I think all of us really want to start writing new things. We just haven't yet. I've started like writing new like lyrics and poems and stuff, but we haven't really fleshed anything out.
Gotcha.
So,
Touching on the
Yeah.
lyrics and poets real quick, you mentioned lightly earlier, you don't like to do the drafting, if I remember that correctly. What's like, how do I explain this? What's the question I'm asking? How do you just go about your writing process? Besides, because it's emotional, obviously, and I said it earlier, you don't shy away from it, but like, is there ever, does it just come naturally for you when you're writing then? Because I'm a drafter. Like I will write like one song, 10 versions of like lyrics or like riffs or whatever until I'm like finally happy with it. Do you just like let go? Or do you just like, that's the one and just kind of run with it? Or
that's an ideal version. I feel like that's what produces the best songs, but unfortunately, I am like chronically overthinking, and I don't know. It's been like a thing since I was in school that I've never been good at writing rough drafts or like I don't. It's definitely not a skill. Like it's a flaw. Because it would be a lot easier if I wrote like demos and rough drafts and things, and it's something I'm trying to work on.
gotcha.
But yeah, I get really wrapped up in what I'm writing, and I get really worried that like it doesn't sound good enough, or it sounds like I'm trying too hard, or whatever it may be. But a lot of times it will start one of two ways. It'll either start with like just kind of like a poem or a verse that I just kind of think of. Like My Therapist Knows All About You was just a phrase that kind of popped into my head.
Heard.
Like the sentence
Beautiful
just popped in
song,
my
by the
head. Oh, thanks. And I was like, haha, that would make a good song title. And then
It catches your attention, yeah.
So then we kind of just built it off of that. I feel like lately I've been writing a lot based off of song titles first, which is
It
weird.
works, though.
Yeah, like Plum Summer was also just like a phrase that I thought of, and I was like, I've been eating a lot of plums. This works.
Are plums sweet or bitter?
Both.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I've never had a plum. I don't
They
eat plum.
are incredible. I love them. It was kind of literal. I had been eating a lot of plums summer of 2020. Like I found a new love for them.
Heard.
So
I
I
like
was
that.
like, oh, plums are bittersweet. I'm feeling bittersweet. This works. But yeah, as far as writing goes, I don't know. It either starts with like a little verse or like the title, or I have nothing in my head until I hear like a melody,
music.
and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll figure out how I'm feeling right now.
Completely agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have like a specific method, honestly.
I'm an emotional writer, I like to think. So with that said, sometimes I might write a song and it's hard to kind of tap in to that emotion. Like maybe it's a sadder song I wrote 5 years ago and I don't want to feel like that anymore, but I want to finish that song. Do you ever find yourself like, it's for lack of better words, trying to imitate that sadness or like that happiness or that emotion, or do you just kind of like, just run with it? Because it can be kind of bittersweet, like
Yeah.
writing sadder music and then being like, oh shit, like now I'm gonna be kind of upset for like the next week and a half or 2 weeks, trying to get out of that mentality.
See,
like it can be a little tasking.
It's cool that you say that because I also get like really affected by like media and things. Like certain shows or music, I'm like, I love this, but I can't listen to
Bojack.
what. Can't. Yeah, I can't. I cannot watch BoJack anymore. The same person.
Favorite show ever.
The same person that Callous and my therapist are about
Yeah.
loved BoJack and compared himself to BoJack a lot,
No.
which is a bad thing.
That is, yeah.
Wrong.
So
Wrong
I can't
person.
watch BoJack
Yeah.
Horseman. Okay, emotions and tapping back into them. I don't know.
Mr. Peanut Butter Man.
Yeah, it is. It is really hard. Like I know that even when I'm singing Callous and Villan, like I find myself going back to how I felt when I wrote them.
Gotcha.
I haven't. This is kind of sad to say, but I haven't written anything like new in a while. Like I've been writing verses here and there, and some of them are very, very sad. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when I go back and try to finish them.
Yeah.
Because it'll be interesting to see if I'm like, well, shit, I don't want to be sad again. Like I was
Yeah.
sad Saturday night. I don't want to be sad now.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. I don't know. I will have to report back to you on
Yeah,
that.
you're good. No, I think about like the artistry versus it
Yeah.
being work, quote unquote. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to finish the song, but then I'm like, again, I'm like,
Yeah,
I
you don't
want
to fall out of love with it.
Yeah.
It's really hard when you try and force yourself. And that's like going back to like the perfectionism thing is that's something that I have an issue with is just like writing and rewriting, but it's like, but it's not even like a draft. It's like I'm sitting at one notes app, like staring at it for hours. And I'm like, okay, if I've rewritten it this many times in one setting,
Let
I
it
need
go.
to stop.
Yeah.
Because I'm either going to fucking hate it by the time it's done. No, that's the only option. I'm gonna hate it by the time it's done. Like, I won't like it. So I try not to force what's happening.
I gotcha.
I don't know. I love that now, like with Logic, it's gotten so like easy to like sit down and put down 8 bars
Yeah.
of music. Because I remember like the very first time I got an iPad, I was like, oh my god, they have voice memos that I can record a second like track over. I'm like, wait a second, I might be able to write a song, but like the being able to sit down with like just a laptop now and like put down 8 bars is like it's such a powerful thing, and be able to walk away
Yeah.
and or just do it like 40 times and like hate like half of them, but then you're like, hey, this one though,
Yeah.
that might be
We got something here. Yeah, you say Logic. I'm a Reaper gang.
Okay.
I love Reaper. But
Man,
like
I'm
jotting
just-
down ideas, fleshing out ideas, like it's perfect. It's great.
Agreed. No, I mean it's the same for Logic. It's just easy. It's easy to use. That's why I've been a fan of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever helps us be creative, I'm all for it. Like you said, mentioned voice memos. I have so many. Just
So many.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure like I'm at like voice memo 400 or something. That's
Oh,
like in
snap,
my
yeah.
phone. Yeah.
I got all my notes and like my voice memos named
Yeah.
the same thing to like cross reference what I'm doing.
I don't have that. And I'm same thing with like my email. Chris hates seeing my
Yeah.
email because I have like 20,000 plus notifications on my phone. And I think my voice memos are the same way and my notes are the same way, that nothing is organized.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
But it makes sense to you.
No.
No. Oh,
It doesn't even.
I'm scatterbrained, but I know where all my I'll keep track. It's kind of OC gets mad at me too.
See, it's bad. It's bad. I have like really bad ADHD and no object permanence. So I lose everything that I own, and Chris has to find them for me. And then if it's in my phone, it's gonna take a while to find it.
Yeah. Lightly talking about the podcast, OC was like, I think I have it. He brought it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
laugh.
sitting there like, it's not my place
Yeah.
to say if you do or don't.
It made me laugh.
I'm just gonna be a respectful listener.
Alrighty. I think you got, how many more? We got
One.
one more. You want to tell us about it real quick?
Yeah, this last one is Iridescent. It's my favorite song. It also kind of started with just like a little verse or like phrase that I had written in my phone a couple years prior. I think what I originally wrote was I'm gonna treat myself like I'm holy and I sweat stars or something. Like it was kind of like pretentious. But I really wanted to write a song about self-love, and we were on a photo shoot a couple years ago, like our first band photo shoot, and we had like an Iridescent backdrop, and Nate was like, we should write a song called Iridescent, and I was like, yes!
Done deal.
We should!
I like that.
So yeah, I kind of wrote it just as a way to trick myself into feeling good on days that I don't feel good, and a way to better appreciate myself, and I want others to better appreciate themselves, because one of my main goals as a musician and as a creator is that anyone who listens to us or sees us or engages with us in any way, I just want there to be like a good sense of community and a good sense of like love and acceptance, and it's really important to me to let other people feel like they have a safe space to be themselves.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's what this song is about, is just embracing and enjoying yourself, even when it's hard to do so.
All right, send us on our way.
Bubblegum for breakfast, maybe eating sweets and the things I say about myself. I don't wanna feel like this, I don't wanna put myself through hell. Oh, what's the use, what's the use, I'm so bored of poking out my skin. There's gotta be more than this state I'm living in. I'm gonna love myself like I'm holy, 'cause at the end of the day I only get so much time. And I wanna feel iridescent while I'm alive. Every fold and every stripe is a well-earned battle scar. So I'm through with loathing the body that's gotten me this far. I'm gonna love myself like I'm holy, 'cause at the end of the day I only get so much time. And I wanna feel iridescent while I'm alive. I'm the smell before it rains, small but indicative of something great. And maybe I'm getting by on spite, but I have a feeling things will be alright. I'm gonna love myself like I'm holy, 'cause at the end of the day I only get so much time. And I wanna feel iridescent while I'm alive.
Matchstick Ghost on the Root Sessions. Again, thanks for being here today. I appreciate y'all's time.
Thank you. I really appreciate you asking us to be here.
Yeah, I genuinely really like y'all's band.
forgot I
Like,
was
it was a
in the-
no-brainer. I was like, I'm gonna bring these guys in. Easy.
Thanks. That's so nice.
Where can we find y'all?
At Matchstick Ghost on all social media. No underscores, no nothing.
You'd be surprised how many people kind of have different things for everything. So that's
Yeah.
way easier.
Yeah, so as soon as I like thought of this name like years ago, I'm like saved it on every social media.
Perfect.
So I got very lucky that no one else had named their band that, or just had a username like that.
That is quite lucky.
Give a shout out to Cam for naming our fan base the Blue.
Oh yeah, we have one very dedicated fan in Virginia who we love very much. Her name is Cam, and she named our fan base the Ghouls.
The
So,
Ghouls! Let's go. I love that.
yeah.
Any last words before we send you on our ways?
I feel like there's something I should say, but I don't know.
No worries.
I said bye.
You said bye to get out.
Yeah, just thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves.
Done deal. Thanks to everyone for tuning in to another Rotted Root session here on NoiseROT TV. I was your host, Daniel Alvarez. We were here at Crooked 2 Studios. Big thanks again to Matchstick Ghost for coming out, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.